Please excuse any colorful language, inappropriate stories, and dramatic pauses that may take place. We'll try to keep it brief. We found out yesterday that we were going to be speaking, and Moana asked us, and since then we've been trying to come up with something to say. What do you say about somebody like Kealoha? Somebody who has so many layers to them that has come to mean so much to all of us in the class. He was truly a leader among us. So, kind of decided to focus on just two aspects of him. We're going to talk about his heart and then his Kolohe sense of humor, because it wouldn't be complete if we didn't talk about that. When people talk about heart, a lot of times they equate that to guts. Yeah, like, oh, that guy is all heart. When I think about Kealoha's heart, I think about compassion, and I think about thinking of others. An example of this was one year we were at camp, and this was after he had just come back from a voyage on the Hokulea. So we're doing what we usually do at night after the kids are sleeping, which is some adult beverages. Smoking, just a little. And Kealoha brings out this box. And in this box has all of these little glass vials. And the next thing he brings out is this bag of shells. And the third thing he brings out is a container of water. And he calls all the parents up and he tells us where each ohana is to grab one vial, grab one shell to represent each of the Keiki in the family, and then to fill it with the water. It turns out that while on his voyage, he had gathered these shells from across the Pacific, and he had gathered the water from the equator. And he told us that even though we weren't physically with him, he carried us in our hearts and in his mind, and that we were with him on the voyage. And I was in awe of this man. Who thinks of this? Oh, Kama said him, but yeah, maybe. Who takes the time when you're on a voyage of 1,000 miles to think of what can I bring back with me to my ohana? I was just blown away. I see that little glass vial in my house every single day. And I think about it and what it means. And I just thank God that he put Kealoha in all of our lives. Ooh, dramatic pause.
Dramatic pause. Dramatic pause. There's the room, huh?
There's the room. Okay, now let's get to the fun stuff. The Kolohe sense of humor. I'm sure all of you guys have at least one story of Kealoha and his shenanigans. Luckily, we have video and pictures. So if you guys, we cannot share them up here because they're a little inappropriate, but come see us afterwards. We'll be more than happy to tell you the stories. But Mākua is going to share one story about something that happened at camp. But before he does, I just wanted to, my spin on this was, we're getting ready for the prank that we're playing on them. And this took us hours to get ready because this was kind of elaborate. And Kealoha starts making like it was all my idea. So I'm looking at him like, okay. And he keeps going like, no, Leroy's idea. So finally I just put him on the side of him. All mind. I just like you know. I don't mind being the fall guy. But I see your action coming a mile away. Okay? Just so you know that I know that. And that's probably why we got along so well, because people have accused me of having a Kolohe sense of humor. I don't see it, but yeah, whatever.
I see it.
So anyway, take it away, Mākua.
Okay, so if you see the ohana in front of us, the students, every year for 10 or 11 years, we've been going camping. So for 1 year, a week, we all roommates. And Kealoha is the landlord. So this guy, he can manipulate guys to do all kinds of stuff. So the rule of the camp is, if you guys set up your guys' tent and you guys leave, your tent may not be there when you guys come back. And we're not talking like just relocate. We're talking in the trees. We put tents, literally put tent in the tree.
They put it on the roof of the bathroom building.
Put the roof on the bathroom.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, I'll take you to this moment where everybody over here is guilty of conspiracy because all you guys was in on it. So my wife and I, we leave. So, just back it up a little bit. We are looking currently for a PTO member. So at that camp, we're looking for somebody to be the PTO president. Okay, that's how it's set. So me and my wife, we gotta leave for the day to go to a funeral. As we leave, everything is good. I tell my son, okay, you raise your hand. I tell my son, whatever you do not let Uncle Kealoha touch my tent. So he's like, I got it done. Okay, so now we're at the funeral, right? We're at the funeral, we're all good. I get one call from my son. Dad, what time are you guys coming back? And I'm like, why? He's like, no, I just let you know, what time are you guys coming back? I said, I should be coming back about 6 o'clock. He said, okay, is my tent okay? Quiet. He said, Dad, I'll see you when you come back. I said, okay. So now, it's nighttime. So we stay at Hockey Pool, right? Everybody familiar with that area, right? So we're coming in the back, and it's dark. And I don't see nobody around. So me and my wife, we're pulling up into the parking lot. We see the kids come up, and there's nobody there, but only just one kid. Hi, Uncle. Hi, Auntie. I was like, aloha. I said, you guys need help with anything? And we're like, yeah. They said, you know what, just leave everything in the car. Just come with us. So we're like, okay. And I don't see nobody. And it's pitch black, okay? So now we're walking, and they're taking us by the hand, they're leading us, and we pass the area where our tent used to be. And I tell my wife, don't look now, but our tent is gone. So we keep walking, into the beach area, and it's pitch black, and all of a sudden, all these tiki lights light up. And we had about 100-something people, kids, Mākua, kupuna over there, and they all lined up in rows. And we had one ava ceremony, and me and my wife was the king and queen for the ceremony. So, and these guys are all wearing lava llamas, but they're all wearing lava llamas. They get the paint on their face, everything. And so we go to this ceremony, and they start dressing us with all this attire. And they have the chairs, and they sit us down, and Kealoha is the master of ceremony now. So he's bringing everybody up, bringing all the stuff to us, everything. And we're like, what are you doing? And he's like, he just smile. Don't worry. Everything coming up to us. So now he goes like this. We get one surprise for you. I said, another surprise? So we walk. They take us, all of us, they take us to the canoe. There's a double hull canoe over there. And on the canoe is our tent. And so Kealoha is like, okay, we're going to put, my wife Tam said, we're going to put her on top of the tent. So all the Mākuas, they grab her, because she's lighter than me, right? They grab her, they put her. Yeah. They put her on top there. And Kealoha said, make sure she don't get wet now. Make sure she don't get wet. So then they put her on top. And now come my turn. I said, well, who going to carry me? Nobody. But Kealoha goes down on his knees. He said, step on my back. I said, what? Step on your back, dude. Step on my back, bro. Needless to say, I got in the canoe. They throw me inside the canoe. And now it's nighttime, and they send us off. They send us off in the dark. And we're like, where are we going? And so we turn around, right? We go a little distance. We turn around, we come back. And the whole beach is lit up with all these kids, all these guilty people in front of you right there. And they're all waving and they're welcoming and they're reenacting the return of the Hokulea. That was unreal. And so we finally get back, they're doing all the ceremony, and then finally I tell Kealoha, enough already, I get it. He looked at me, he told me, all you gotta do is be the PTO president and it's gonna stop. And so that was just some great story that I wanted to share with you guys, because this guy, he could manipulate a lot of people, bro. And I love him, and I miss him, and he's a brother of mine. And so real quick, I heard this story last night, and somebody told me, I'm just gonna repeat it. He said, I was Kealoha's best friend. But the longer I stay over here, I realize somebody else was Kealoha's best friend. And he kept going, and he said, man, Kealoha used to make me feel so special. I never know he had plenty best friends. So just by a show of hands, who's Kealoha's best friend and good friend? So I wanted to introduce you guys to the girls. Sorry, we took too much time. Kāpalama. We're going to the other tent after this. Okay, but that's our story. I wanted to share on behalf of the Mākua of 2021. We'd like to say aloha to the family, Kealoha Hoe, and we love you guys and we miss Kealoha. Aloha, ahui ho.
And all of these students up here are Keoi's classmates, and we just wanted to share our love and appreciation for Uncle Kealoha and Auntie Moana and Keoi and their whole family for everything they've done for us. And before we share a haka and a mele for him, we just wanted to share on behalf of our class how important he was to us. And one thing that I remember he always used to tell me was, oh my god, okay. He always used to say to always pay attention to what's happening around you, because you never know when you could come across an opportunity to learn. And he taught us so much about our culture and just values that we can use every day. And he just always wanted us to have our eyes open and to constantly be looking for new knowledge, because he cared for us so much and he wanted to make sure that we would grow into young women and young men that our parents would be proud of. And I'm sure that all of us here today are continuing to just always look for new opportunities to learn, because he's not here anymore to teach us more knowledge, but everything that he's taught us and everything that he's instilled in us is still with us today, and that's what we're grateful for. And so Cora's gonna share some stuff.
I'm Haley Lasareto, and this is Carolyn Navarro. Sorry, our bit is not as funny as the Mākua, but we just wanted to share a little bit about the time that we have all spent with Uncle Kealoha.
Yeah, hi, I'm Portland, like she said, and Uncle Kealoha has always been one of our class's biggest supporters. He was always with all of our parents, supporting us at all of our events, even through our 5th grade play, Moana Nuakea, and always hosting our class camp over spring break. And I remember a few years ago, we were at camp and it was the last day. And he shared that he gave up an opportunity to sail on the Hokulea to put on the camp for us. And ever since then, I always remembered how much I was loved by not only my parents, but my friends' parents. And I'm eternally grateful for everyone who has been there for me. And I'm gonna miss Uncle Kealoha so much. Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like Corlin said, within our short time here growing up. We've been raised by a community, of parents, and Uncle Kealoha Hoe was one of those parents that was part of the foundation that helped us. He was always there to give us words of wisdom, and he truly taught us every time we see him at Kualoa. And Hakipu'u was, be proud of who you are. Stand up. Be pono and be that Hawaiian that he wanted us to be, because he knows that it was in all of us. And just from all of the students of the class of 2021, we will eternally be grateful for everything that he's given to us throughout all of these years. So thank you, and please enjoy.
Last thing, if there's any other 2021ers out there, please come join us while we put on our show. Thank you.
Olo ike